Joining me this morning is Nathan Becker. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. And we want to talk tsunamis. We do have a warning system in place, but talk about what happens when there is a large earthquake, say around the Pacific. What kind of warning do we have?
Well, when we have a large earthquake, the first thing we do is try to determine how big it is and where it is, and if it meets the right criteria, if it's underwater, and if it's large enough and it's shallow inside the Earth's crust. We issue a warning right away based just on the earthquake before we have any information from any buoys or sea level gauges. And it'll take time for us to get information from those gauges because depending on where the gauges are, it could take hours sometimes before we even know if there actually is a tsunami or not. And in the case of the Chile tsunami, there wasn't a tsunami detected in Chile right away, but it actually destroyed some gauges. And some of the gauges, they're only transmitted once an hour. So it took several hours before we could actually characterize a tsunami very well.
We're talking about last year's tsunami. Obviously, it's been a year later. Has anything changed as far as what we have in place to give us an alert or to narrow down just on exactly how big or how small a tsunami might be?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. One is the sea level gauges I just mentioned in Chile now transmit every 5 minutes. It used to, as I mentioned, it used to be only an hour. The other thing is we're working on some software forecast models that we were sort of beta testing. They were brand new, and this tsunami gave us a chance to test it in real time. And I think next time we're going to have a much better forecast for issuing our warnings.
I was told that this is kind of like weather forecasting. When they first had satellites, we were able to kind of pinpoint where a weather system was, and now we have computer models that can really pinpoint where weather is headed, and we're kind of getting that in that direction with tsunami.
That's an interesting analogy because we have no satellite for tsunamis. We only have ground-based or sea-based sensors. So we have the models, but we don't have anything that has a comprehensive view of the ocean surface. Maybe in the next decade or two we will, and I'm hopeful for that. But right now we're still stuck with what we have on the ground.
But it's going in that direction.
Absolutely.
Using technology to pinpoint exactly what's going on. All right, well, thank you very much, Nathan, for coming in and talking a little bit about tsunami, the threat of tsunami, and what we have in place to kind of keep our eyes on this, the potentially destructive waves.